I spent 48 hours compiling every single transaction from my bank accounts, credit cards, and digital wallets over a 30-day period. I had $5,200 in monthly income and thought I was doing a decent job of tracking where it went. But when I fed that raw transaction data into an artificial intelligence language model, it uncovered $412 in hidden financial leaks that I was completely blind to. Today, I want to walk you through exactly what the AI found, the prompts I used to analyze my habits, and how you can do this yourself to reclaim your own hard-earned money. Most of us think we have a pretty good handle on our budget. We have a general idea of our big bills, like rent or mortgage, our car payment, and maybe a rough estimate of what we spend on groceries. But our brains are notoriously bad at tracking the small stuff. The $3 convenience fees, the recurring subscriptions we forgot we signed up for, and the subtle patterns of when and why we spend are incredibly easy to overlook when we are just looking at a balance on our phone screen. To start this experiment, I went into my online banking portal and downloaded my transaction history for the past month as a simple CSV file. A CSV file is just a basic spreadsheet format that any bank or credit card company can generate with the click of a button. Before doing anything else, I opened the spreadsheet on my computer and deleted sensitive information like my account numbers, my home address, and my full name. All the AI needed to see was the date of the transaction, the description or merchant name, and the dollar amount. This is a crucial step for anyone wanting to try this, as you should never share your personal identifying information with public AI models. Once the data was clean, I uploaded it into a standard, free AI language model. I did not use any expensive, specialized financial software. I just used a basic chat interface. My first prompt to the AI was simple. I asked it to act as a highly detail-oriented forensic accountant and analyze my spending. I told it to categorize every transaction, calculate the percentages of my total income being spent in each category, and call out any anomalies, duplicate charges, or repeating fees. Within less than 10 seconds, the AI processed all 87 transactions and generated a breakdown. And the results were a massive wake-up call. The first major discovery was subscription creep. The AI flagged a repeating charge of $39 that had been hitting my account on the 12th of every month. When I looked closely, it was for an online design tool I had signed up for a free trial of 6 months ago. I had used it once to make a card for a family member, completely forgotten to cancel it, and had been billed $39 a month ever since. That is $234 down the drain over half a year, completely unnoticed because the merchant name on the bank statement was an obscure parent company name that I did not recognize during my quick mobile banking scrolls. The AI also pointed out that I was paying for 3 different streaming services simultaneously, totaling $48 a month, despite only using one of them regularly. We cover these kinds of practical, real-world data experiments here on the Stacked AI channel, where we focus on using modern tools to simplify everyday life. It is amazing how much clarity you can get when you let a neutral, analytical tool look at your raw numbers. The second discovery was what I now call the convenience tax. I knew I ordered food delivery from time to time, but the AI showed me the brutal reality of the actual numbers. It filtered every transaction from food delivery apps and calculated the difference between the actual menu prices of the food and the final amount charged after service fees, delivery fees, and tips. On average, a $20 meal was costing me $36 by the time it arrived at my door. Over the course of 30 days, I had ordered delivery 9 times. The AI calculated that my convenience tax for that single month was $144. That is money spent purely on the friction of not wanting to drive 5 minutes down the road or cook a simple meal. The third and perhaps most fascinating insight was the phantom spending pattern. The AI did not just look at what I bought, it looked at when I bought it. It plotted my transactions on a timeline and pointed out that 40% of my discretionary spending occurred on Tuesdays and Thursdays. At first, I was confused. But then I realized those were my 2 scheduled and office days. On those days, my routine involved buying a $5 coffee on the way in, paying $15 for parking, going out for a $17 lunch with coworkers, and grabbing an $8 afternoon snack. When you add it all up, My in-office days were costing me $45 more per day than my work-from-home days. Over a month, that added up to an extra $360 of frictionless spending. After revealing these leaks, I decided to take the experiment a step further. I asked the AI to help me build a personalized budget plan based on my real numbers, rather than some generic advice found online. I gave it a new prompt. Based on my monthly income of $5,200 and my fixed expenses of $2,400, design a realistic 50-30-20 budget. Within seconds, the AI laid out a clear roadmap. It allocated $2,600 for my absolute needs, which covered my rent, utilities, insurance, and basic groceries. It allocated $1,560 for my wants, which included dining out, entertainment, and hobbies. And it set aside $1,040 for my savings and debt repayment goals. What made this useful was that the AI did not just give me the raw numbers. It actually categorized my past month of spending into these 3 buckets to show me how far off I was. It turned out I was spending 65% of my income on needs, 28% on wants, and only 7% on savings. The main reason my needs category was so inflated was because my grocery bills were incredibly high. The AI pointed out that I was spending $750 a month on groceries for a single person, mostly due to buying pre-packaged meals and high-end brand names. To fix this, I asked the AI to analyze my grocery habits. I copy-pasted a list of my typical grocery items from an online receipt and asked it to suggest cheaper, healthier alternatives and a meal prep plan that would fit a $400 monthly budget. It generated a weekly meal prep plan focused on versatile, whole ingredients like black beans, brown rice, chicken breast, and frozen vegetables. It even wrote an organized grocery shopping list grouped by store aisle to keep me from impulse buying. By following this AI-generated plan, I managed to cut my grocery bill down to $420 the very next month, saving me $330 without feeling like I was sacrificing quality. If you want to learn how to prompt these models to analyze your own spending, optimize your monthly cash flow, and build smarter habits, make sure to follow along on Stacked AI, where we share step-by-step guides on these practical workflows. The beauty of using an AI for this process is that it is completely non-judgmental. When we talk to a financial advisor or even our partners about money, there can be a lot of shame or anxiety involved. We feel guilty about that expensive coffee or that unused gym membership. But the AI does not care. It just looks at the numbers as data points. It shows you the cold, hard facts, and then helps you find the most efficient path forward. Doing this 30-day experiment completely changed how I look at my bank account. It taught me that small, single-digit transactions are the silent killers of any budget. A $5 subscription here, a $3 service fee there, and a $10 parking ticket can easily add up to hundreds of dollars by the end of the month. By automating the analysis process, I was able to identify these leaks in minutes rather than spending hours squinting at a spreadsheet. To replicate this experiment yourself, all you need is 15 minutes. Log into your bank, download your last month of transactions as a CSV file, remove any personal details for safety, and upload it to a language model. Ask it to categorize your spending, identify repeating charges, and point out any unusual patterns. You might be surprised at what is hiding in your own data. This is educational content, not financial advice.